Welcome back to 5 Minutes of Finney. This episode will be discussing the Irish Craft Beer and Cider Fest in the RDS. But first, we're going to crack open a beer because that's what we do on this show and that's what we should be doing. So the beer we'll be trying was not at the Irish Craft Beer Festival. It's Trouble Brewing and it is their Big Bear Brown Ale. That was one of their specialty beers that they did just for a while, and they have actually discontinued it now. So I'll be cracking that open, if I can open it, and we'll pour it in. That is a great sound, as your beers being poured. It is amazing, really. Holy biscuits, that head. That is a healthy head, if I don't say so myself. Rich foam, thick, and creamy. So, the color is quite a dark brown. It almost looks like a stout, to be honest. We're going to give that a try quickly. That's a very, very nice milk chocolate taste to it. Almost like biting into a Cadbury bar. Yeah, it's just a beautiful, rich milk chocolate. Great brown ale from Trouble Brewing. Too bad they're not going to keep that around. But anywho, moving on. So the Irish Craft Beer Fest, it was huge this weekend. Huge. I went from Thursday to Sunday, and I was hugely impressed with the sheer size of the event. From last year. I was there last year as well, and they had lots of new brewers that have just come on the market, as well as quite a few pre-existing brewers, and a lot of them had a lot of specialty beers just made for the festival itself. Throughout the event, I talked to a lot of really, really great, passionate brewers and tried a lot of really class craft beer along the way. Of note, Bull Bristles, they had two really great craft beers. The Imperial Red, which was quite different than any red I've ever tasted, and their double IPA was quite a strong IPA, but it was so good. They were just really good beers. And Dave, who is part of the brewery, he's just a really, really great lad, so it was great working with him at the festival as well. So Blackstock and Sale did a collaboration with Stonewall Cider, and it was called the IP Cider, and it was 16.9%. Now that was a fucking deadly combination. It was so tasty, but like I'm really hoping they do it again because it was just so good. And so many people didn't get to try it because it sold out the first day. Blacks also had a Rocket Chip IPA, which is really, really good. It was an English IPA, and it was very, very tasty. The White Hag Brewery from Sligo was a new brewery this time at the event. They brought a ton of new beers to the event, class beers. My favorite had to be the Imperial Oatmeal Stout. It just was really rich in flavor and just a really well done Imperial Stout. Trouble Brewing created a festival beer for themselves. It was called Chasing the Dragon, and it was an Imperial double IPA. It was, just quite strong. It knocked my socks off. I was impressed to see that Kinniger thought outside the box. They made this black rye IPA. It was called Black Bucket, and it was just really, really tasty. I would definitely have it again, so I do hope that that's just not a festival beer. Rascals Brewing bought a lemon saison. It was called Kim Jean Lemon, and it was just a really, really tart treat. Stone Barrel Brewing's Day Trippin'. God, that beer you could drink all day, and that's probably why it got its name. So, Five Lamps brought the Tenter's Nut Brown. So excited to see another brown ale on the market. I do think that it would be nice to have a brown ale on the market all the time, but I think I'm probably one of the only ones who thinks this. Black Donkey had their sheep stealer at the fest, which is always a class act. Excited to see what else they come up with. And of course, the appearance of 200 Fathoms at the event was from Galway Brewing was my heaven, really. Like, I love 200 Fathoms, and it's a very limited beer, and it comes out maybe once, maybe twice a year, and I just love that beer. And I finally got to try Founders KBS. They finally got it over here just in a very limited quantity. But Jesus, the founders lads are quite fucking stingy. I'd have tried it out of their damn hands. Just give me fucking a little tiny taste of the beer. And that's all I want. And, thank God it lived up to my expectations. That was a beautiful beer. Gorgeous. I just wish I could have a fucking bottle of it. The amount of outstanding beers at the festival was just beyond, believable. And, I could sit here all night talking about them, to be honest, and I won't bore you. But I was like a kid in a candy shop. I just didn't know where to go first. It's so nice to see that we have so many amazing Irish brewers, and I'm just so excited to see what will happen next year at the Irish Craft Beer Fest. It's just going to continue to grow and expand, and we have so much potential here in Ireland. Anyhow, I hope you have a good night, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers, so!